Joining the Bruised and Battered show today, one of our favorite guests and one of the most polarizing figures around the East Coast Hockey League, Nico Blachman. Nico, how you doing today, bud?
I'm great, Alec. How are you?
Fantastic, man. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me and chit chat a little bit in the off season. Of course, you've made a big splash around the South Division as you were just recently signed to Florida, which we'll get into. But real quick, how was the fair last night, man?
The fair was awesome, man. We did the zoo the day before. Yesterday we did the fair. So we're kind of hitting all the spots for Ella, my 2-year-old daughter, to run around. And then Theo, the little guy, is just in the stroller, just being a trooper.
He's
But
just happy to be there.
yeah, exactly. Theo Knox, 2041, first overall pick in the National League. But yeah, so it's been awesome just watching my daughter have fun, and it's been great for me too, let loose in the off season and just enjoy some family time. It's been awesome.
Any good fair food?
I had a poutine because I'm in Quebec. It was a Quebec fair,
Oh,
so I had
okay.
a poutine and a hot dog. That's
Yo.
just what you do. It's like almost mandatory there. So yeah, I went with the classic poutine and a hot dog. Hit a nice run this morning to burn it back off. So
There you go. It was funny. I was just talking with the wife the other day. I was like, man, I haven't had poutine in forever. And I was like, oddly enough, the one at Hertz Arena was actually really solid. I kind of missed that
oh,
The Hertz Arena poutine, man. What's
I'll,
that?
I'll have to try the Hertz one. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's up there at Breakaways up there in the upstairs bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it ain't too bad.
I don't
Ain't
know
too
if
bad.
it's compared to a Quebec poutine, but I'll definitely give it a try.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, Quebec poutine. It's like that's where it originated. So of course, it's all going to be good out there. It was so funny. The one time I visited Quebec, for whatever reason, I could not squeak in any poutine anywhere, and it wasn't until I was at the airport and I had had it from McDonald's of all places, so it was not the same at all.
Ever need like a quick one, just go to La Belle Province. If anyone's ever in like Montreal or Quebec, like quick poutine, like kind of like a fast food, but an OG like Quebec spot, Belle Province.
Got
Um, but if not, I mean, a fair is probably a good spot for a poutine.
oh,
Quebec
for
fair.
sure. Well, man, it's been the off season, and you just had SoFlo. But how has your off season been so far?
It's been great. I mean, it's been very eventful, a lot of moving parts. First of all, the kids are obviously growing at a rapid pace. And so a lot of time, just spending time with the family, which is awesome. And then, training. The SoFlo League was awesome. Team Blotch fell short, but, every year the league just grows. I mean, new names, new big names, and it's just such a great culture. Like, I'm so happy I was able to be down there for the whole thing this summer. And uh, it was just unbelievable, man. I got nothing but good things to say about. I was just down there for a month for the league, and it was tough because I was away from the family. But 2 games a week, high pace, and just it's as good as it gets for on ice training. I mean, you're literally playing games with national leaguers, American leaguers, and guys that you want to be competing against and with. So no, it was unbelievable. So flow season and yeah, off season's just been family time, training, and then we got the great news because obviously I guess you can call it a restricted player in the post, or I don't know, I don't even know what you would call it, but Iowa had my rights, and you know we had decided as a family that we weren't going back, and then at that point it was kind of a scary moment because we could have gotten traded anywhere, and it's just funny how life works, man. Like, I just got a call and he was like, "Yeah, we found you a spot." My heart dropped. He said, "We moved your rights." My heart dropped. I was like, "Oh, okay, where?" Like Fort Myers, and I was like, "Let's go!" And yeah, it was just probably one of the best news of the summer, man, because it was something that me and my wife were really I guess anxious about or worried about is just kind of like where are we going to be next season, and we didn't really have much control over it. So that news was insane, and like I always say, everything happens for a reason. But this is almost too good to be true when I found out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, real quick, just to backpedal a little bit, how would you sum up that latest SoFlo season? I remember I was looking at it. Even I think it was the last podcast, and we were going through the rosters. I was like, you guys just had so many NHL caliber guys in there. It was insane.
Man, it's crazy because it's all like natural. Like it's all like word of mouth, like buddies, like guys that are training in the same gym, and then another NHLer's like, hey, like how do I get into that SoFlo league, or even obviously I have Dewey as my assistant GM who's in there recruiting and like, hey, like you want to come play for Team Blatch in the SoFlo league, uh and yeah, we just kind of guys get excited about it. I mean, they hear about a 3-on-3 competitive league in the summer. I mean, if you're playing pro hockey, I mean, you're a competitor, right? Like you want to win. You miss that compete in the off season, and this is a chance for us to compete at a high level in the summer. It's there's really nothing like it. So yeah, like you said, I mean, the big names just kept coming in as they do every summer, and it's just something that I think the league just attracts because of the culture that we've built. I mean, we have guys that want to be there, we have guys that get excited to be there, and these are like big name guys. So I mean, it's just all about the culture. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great time. Anytime you're at the rink for SoFlo, you're having a great time and shooting it with the boys, and it's a little taste of the season that you don't get to have. And for these NHL guys, AHL guys, and even myself, you get to be in the locker room with a lot of guys who, you've never had the pleasure of being on the same team as. And so, you kind of get to be on the same team as them for a summer. And it's something really unique that we've built. And just every year, it kind of like surprises me just how much we're able to, you know, grow and take these big leaps.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been cool to see how much it's grown over the years. I remember when you first started it a few years ago, and like you said, every year it just seems like it gets bigger and bigger, and more and more guys are showing up for it. So it's awesome to see it. I was gonna say you talked about getting signed by Florida and getting your rights traded over there, but what does it mean to you to play under Brad Ralph and the culture that he's developed out there in Florida?
Oh man. Oh man, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Like Ralphie is the guy that gave me my first opportunity to play in the coast, and like I don't remember. I think we probably touched on it like my first time on this podcast. Like the beginning of my career was so unique because I was hurt. Going into my first pro season, I was hurt. It was COVID. I remember I couldn't even get an SPHL deal, and I remember sitting at home like, what, and trained in Germain for a little bit, or at Hertz Arena for a little bit with Zach Solo, and the opportunity kind of arose out of nowhere. Like Nuber was called up for a little bit at that time. I think it was to Tucson, and Ralphie called me like, "Hey, I heard you live down here. Like, would you want to play for us?" I'm like, "Would I want to play for you?" I remember him saying, "Can you get here tomorrow by 3 p.m.?" I said, "I can get there today by noon." And so he gave me my first shot and even my second shot too, because after that game that I played, and then I was released, and then he gave me a PTO for the following year. Brought me in, and although they had Nuber, I don't know what it was. I guess he liked me, but he kept me around for like 15, 16 games, even though I wasn't even playing. And for me, that was just like, it meant a lot to me because no other coast team was taking me. And so for not only the team in my hometown or like the closest team to my hometown, but also like such a first class organization, like for Ralphie to see that in me and, give me that opportunity, it meant everything to me. And to this day, it means everything to me. Like the Florida Everblades is one of the only pro teams I have tattooed on me, and I have 2 games played with them. Because it just meant so much. Really got my pro career started. It's all because of Ralphie. So, uh, I mean, and then what he's done, every year when he wins the cup, I send him a text. You're a legend. And so he's just been an awesome guy to me, like my whole pro career. Even though I haven't played for him much, just like very special spot and special person in my career to me. Like just got everything started for me.
So this is going to be your third stint with the organization. What would you say is going to be different this time?
I mean, a lot's going to be different, right? I'll tell you what won't be different is how excited I am to be an Everblade. That hasn't changed one bit. And um, what is different, I think, is just like me. You know, I'm 27 now. We'll be turning 28 this season. When I was with the Blades to start, I think I was 21 or 22. And so obviously you're coming in as a rookie. It's a lot different than, after 5, 6 years in the league. I think five. I don't know. I get punched in the head a lot, but and it's just like experience, man. Like I've grown a lot. I've seen different teams. I've seen different locker rooms. I know how the league operates, and I think I'm also an established person in my role now. Whereas when I was coming in, I was really doing everything I can to establish myself, which is great. But sometimes it becomes a little bit selfish, where you're just always trying to make a name for yourself. Where I think now it's very, or not very easy, but it's much easier for me to just sit back and just be like, okay, whatever the team needs, like I want to do and just help the team win. I think that was my mindset in the beginning as well. But always I was like, what can I do to stick? Um, where now it's just like, what can I do to help the team? And I know through years of experience that as long as I'm helping the team and the team's doing well, then my job's safe as well, And so just basically the biggest thing is experience. But other than that, like not much has changed, man. I love hockey the same. I'm just as excited to be an Everblade, play for that organization. I know some of the guys are still there that I played with. I've been talking to them a lot, and just so excited, man.
So the team itself is actually pretty different from the time they won their what it would have been their second Kelly Cup, but 4 years ago when they won that first one for the first time in a few years, it's been the team has actually been it's been crazy to see how they've been able to continue winning despite the roster almost looking completely different almost every year. But who would you say you're most excited to play alongside in the swamp down there?
Oh man, just all the guys I played with. I mean, obviously Cam Johnson comes to mind. Cam has been a staple there for so many years, and he was such a great guy to me my rookie season, and he's just an all time guy, all time goalie, like legend in the game. I'm excited to be back in the locker room with him for sure. We're gonna have some fun times. Chow was there. I mean, he's the captain now, right? He was there with me too, or I was there with him, I should say, and just a great guy. Like, and oh, just so many guys. Sandbrook is back there. I don't even want to leave anyone out, but really, I'm just really excited to play for Ralphie again too, just to you know be back like with a familiar face that I always enjoyed being around, and just like a guy who loves the game, very passionate about the game, and he's a winner. And one of the things that I've always or that I've been at least telling my wife and telling everybody in my close circle is like, man, I'm a playoff player. Like, I just want to play playoffs and, contribute to a winning team, a winning culture. And now, I have an opportunity to do that in a place where, I call home and with guys that I love. So it's going to be unbelievable.
So this will be a fun question. So some fans have been a little bit critical, given your reputation in the league, and with every tough guy that comes into a fan base, sometimes it's always just everybody just wants every goal scorer ever, and every player they get needs to be a 60 goal scorer. But you kind of alluded to it in the one of the previous questions. But what would you say is different from Nico Blachman today than that kid that came in at 2021?
Well, I'm a leader in this league. Like I go into a room and I'm a leader in this league, and I'm not saying I'm going to go into the Everblades and have a letter and all that stuff. What I mean by that is I bring an element to the locker room that's much different when I was younger. When I was younger, I brought a ton of energy. Now I still pride myself in bringing a ton of energy, but it's a lot more within the lines. It's a lot more controlled. It's a lot more disciplined, and it's more just for the team. Get the boys going when the boys need to get going. It's not just get myself going to get myself going. It's for the team. And when it comes to leadership, it's I've always been like this from the beginning of my career. Anyone will tell you that played with me is I'm the first guy at the rink. I'm a collar shirt guy to the rink, collar shirt tucked in because it's my job. And that's just always how I've been since my rookie year. I think now that, I have a couple of years under my belt, a few AHL games, and I think guys coming in will be able to look at me and see that, that's discipline and maybe take a page out of that book. Um, Start coming in early, be a good pro, take care of yourself. Those are just things that I've always done in my career. But I think when you're an older guy, younger guys just watch you and they just kind of take mental notes. They're like, oh, I can do that. If he does that, I can do that. Whereas now that I'm one of the older guys, I want younger guys to see me and be like, look at Blatch. Blatch is not the best player on the ice, but he's made it here like for a reason. He's been around for a reason, and it's because of that. He's the first guy here. All this, like, maybe I should take a page out of that book. So I think the biggest thing that's changed is more just like, I think more than anything is how guys see me, and then also the way I am is a lot more controlled, a lot more disciplined, and there's a method to the madness now. Whereas before it was just madness to create madness and to make a name for myself. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I was going to ask is, with the ECHL being a development league, you have kids coming in from all different spots of North America or even across the pond in Europe, and it might be college. Some of these guys have actually never fought, and I told you I didn't have any fight questions specifically for you, but I do have one. Of course, we got to have one here on the podcast. Given that you look at yourself as a leader, are you going to give anybody or show anybody the ropes a little bit on how to fight and maybe protect themselves? Because I think it's almost a lost art, and in a way, while I'm not saying every guy needs to go out and learn how to be an enforcer, but I think every guy should learn how to at least protect themselves.
Yeah, I'm always open if people ask me. Like if people ask me, I'm gonna take the time to work with them. I mean, I enjoy it too because when you can grapple and grab with someone, like you're working on your game as well, I'm working on my game as well. Um, yeah, I'm more of a guy like when people ask me, I don't want people to think like honestly, if I think someone is like, if someone's playing on the fourth line, they're not fighting at all, maybe I'll kind of give them a hint like, hey, you want to work on some fighting? And that's kind of like my hint of like maybe you should start mixing this in. But I don't really like forcing it upon guys,
Right.
especially because like it's my job, you know. Like I want guys to be like, oh, I don't have to do it because Blatch is gonna do it, and I like that. But like you said, I think everyone should be able to stick up for themselves, especially if it's like a non-fighter versus non-fighter. But it's all like personal. Some guys have that in them, and some guys just don't. Like it's just some guys you can't teach it, some guys you can. Uh, Also, like different levels in the careers. I mean, if there's a rookie that's a fourth liner gritty, like I'll definitely grab him. But I mean, if it's a guy that's been in the league for 4 or 5 years, hasn't fought, and like plays a fourth, third line role, and I'm not going to try to change his game. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
if anyone asks, I'm always down to work on some stuff. I was just working on some stuff with Boko 2 days ago when we were on the ice together. I asked him to work on some stuff, and so I mean, if there's another fighter, I'll be working all the time. Like Sean Allen is in there, we'll probably be working all the time. And I find like when two guys are working on it after practice, then guys start watching and guys start asking, and then it kind of then you got a team of meatheads.
Absolutely. Beside from winning a Kelly Cup, because of course that's the ultimate goal, but what's your biggest goal this season playing for the Florida Everblades?
Be a part of that team for the whole season and help them win. Be an asset to them at all times, um, adding value anywhere I can, off the ice, on the ice. I want to be in the lineup every single game, but if I'm not in the lineup, I'm going to show the young guys, how you react to not being in the lineup. You be a pro, you still want your team to win. You get a extra workout in. Just things like that, man. I just want to help this team win, and I want to be there all season and be a part of this culture for a full season, and maybe even more than a full season. I just want to get there uh, and get things started more than anything. But my goal is to be an Everblade for a full season and just add value anywhere I can, really.
Right on, man. Well, we only got a couple more for you, and I'll get you on your way. Again, I appreciate you taking the time here in the off season and taking time away from the fam here. But of course, we got to hit you with the six pack of questions, our rapid fire, and they're different from the last time you were on. So we'll get it started here. Favorite food spot that's down there in Estero?
Uh, I'll just go with the classic Ford's Garage.
Ford's Garage. Right on.
Like
Uh,
a good spot by the rink if anyone's going.
yeah. What's the one? There's that one Italian joint that the team that sponsors the team that was pretty good too. Divietos. That's right. That's right.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them a shout out too, team sponsor.
Yeah, there we go. I can't believe I remember that. I haven't seen a Divieto sponsored forever. So football season's around the corner. Who's your early Super Bowl predictions? Who's making it to the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, don't watch much football, but I mean, Kansas City's always there for some reason. I'll go. Um, mm, I'll go Miami Dolphins.
He couldn't even keep a straight face saying it. Love it. I know you're a big fitness guy, and I know you're big on health and everything, but we all have a little cheat meal every once in a while. So, what's your go-to fast food joint?
Hmm. I mean, if I'm eating a cheat meal, it would be like a poutine here or Papa John's pizza with 2 liter of Pepsi.
Oh, dude, my wife and I love some Papa John's. It's like one of our favorite, like just chain pizza joints. Yeah, we love some Papa John's.
You know what you're getting. The cheese sticks are great too.
Oh, for sure. All right, guilty pleasure TV show.
Check out Waterfront on Netflix. I don't know what guilty pleasure TV shows means, but Waterfront is a great show on Netflix. Just watched it. Not a big show guy anymore because I have 2 kids. It's like hard to find time to watch a show, honestly. But that's the last one I watched. Waterfront and Countdown was another one. But
This is probably watching a lot of Bluey these days, huh?
a lot of Bluey, yes. A little bit of Miss Rachel. A lot of Frozen, a lot of Moana. Yeah, those are my guilty pleasure shows for sure.
All right. Favorite sport that's not hockey.
That's a good one. Um, I'm starting to golf a little bit. I stink, but I like it, and it's a good like off-season sport for hockey players. But I think I'm gonna start picking up like paddle and pickleball. I've been playing like a tiny bit. It's great for like agility for hockey players, and it's like an unbelievable workout, and you don't even know they're working out. So yeah, I would say like pickleball, paddleball, tennis, and golf. How's that for one sport?
That's plenty. Yeah, I'm obsessed with golf, man. If I had it any other way, like if hockey is not my favorite sport, it's definitely golf. If I had to pick another one for sure. Like I'm like next week I have like a week off of school. I'm just trying to golf for like the next 2, 3 days.
Thing is like there's no better feeling than like hitting them straight and having a great day. But like you have a bad day on the course, and it's like that just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's almost like having a real bad game, like in season.
Yeah, like I'll lose a little bit of sleep over a bad round of golf sometimes at this point. That's where my game's at. Um, last one, like we said, I know you're a big fitness guy. Favorite lift, bench, deadlift, or squat?
I don't know, bench. uh, to be honest, I haven't been like lifting as much. I do a lot of outdoor workouts, isometric holds, explosive work, old school like push-ups, a lot of running sprints, different types of sprints. Um, yeah, man. Like I used to lift a lot when I was younger, and I think I built a good base. And now it's all about just like feeling good on the ice. And so I've been doing a lot of like just agility and just keeping it light. And yeah, and it's been helping me a lot on the ice. I find like I'm 27, about to turn 28 this season. Like a lot of mobility is important and stretching more than I think it's more just maintaining feeling great, trying to do your best to feel better as well, like building and maintaining strength, but doing it as smart as possible. Not opposed to lifting weights one bit. Just for me this summer, it's been a lot of just like old school outside work, and it's been great.
Last question I have for you. Well, that's no more rapid fire questions, but what's a message that you want to send to Everblades fans this coming season?
I guess the biggest message is I'm so excited to be back, and let's get back to winning.
There we go. Getting back to the Kelly Cup play, or excuse me, should say finals at this point. They've been back to the finals 4 years in a row.
This year was a semifinals they lost, right?
That-
Huh?
oh yeah, that's right. It was Twa.
Yeah, I was watching a bit. But yeah, man, just so excited to be back in Florida. I mean, Alec, remember back in the day when we first met? We shook hands. It was in the Florida Everblades locker room.
It was. We were both just kids still. It seemed like.
Remember that, man? Crazy. And so to be able to be back where it all started, man, like I said, I get goosebumps when I think about it. Just like I can't wait to walk into that locker room, see Jonesy, see all those guys that like are such a big part of that organization that are kind of just in the room shooting it, and oh, it's gonna be awesome, man.
For sure. I know the schedule is subject to change, I think, because the Magic just released theirs, so the Solar Bears might have to tweak theirs a bit. But I know opening night is against the Solar Bears, so I will definitely be watching that one here in Orlando. So looking forward to seeing you play again, man.
Are you gonna be in Orlando all season? Then are you gonna be going to those Orlando Solar Bears games?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on trying to go to as much as I can for sure. It just depends on my schooling schedule and everything like that. But yeah,
Dude, let me know. Let me know. I'll drop those tickets for you. Let me
I,
know.
well, man, I appreciate you taking the time to come on in the off season. I know you want to enjoy some time with the fam here, and best of luck to you in the off season. Enjoy it, and best of luck to you next season with the Everblades, dude.
Alec, you're the man. Thanks for having me on. I'm fired up to be a Blade again, and I'll see you soon down in the South.
Have a good one.